Hey, Cancer. I need to talk to you about something really important today. And honestly, this reading has been sitting heavy on my heart because what came through is not what I expected at all. You know how we always talk about trust and loyalty and how important those things are to you as a Cancer? Well, the universe has some information for you about someone very close to you, someone you consider one of your most trusted friends. And I have to tell you, the energy here is really complex. Before we dive into the cards, I just want you to know that whatever comes through today is meant for your highest good, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. The universe always has our back, even when it shows us things we might not want to see. So take a deep breath with me, maybe grab some water or tea, and let me share what the cards are revealing about this friendship situation. I started this reading by asking the cards to show me the truth about the person Cancer trusts most in their circle right now. And the first card that came through absolutely set the tone for everything that followed. The Emperor showed up, and when I saw this card, I immediately felt this very strong, controlled energy. The Emperor represents structure, authority, control, and leadership. But in the context of a friendship reading, especially when we are asking about truth and trust, this card is telling me something really specific about this person's personality and how they operate in your life. This friend of yours, Cancer, they present themselves as someone who has everything together, someone who seems to have all the answers, someone who appears strong and reliable, and like they can handle anything. They probably give you advice a lot, right? They probably position themselves as the person who knows better, who has more experience, who can guide you through difficult situations. And here is the thing, Cancer, you have probably really valued this about them, because as much as you are nurturing and caring, you also sometimes need someone who feels solid and dependable, someone who seems unshakable. But the Emperor here is showing me that this dynamic has created an imbalance in your friendship. This person has taken on a role of authority in your life, and whether they did this consciously or unconsciously, they have positioned themselves above you in some way. They make the decisions about where you go, what you do, how you should handle things. They might even criticize your choices or make you feel like your emotional nature is a weakness rather than a strength. The Emperor energy can be really dominating, and in a friendship, this is not healthy, because friendships should be partnerships between equals, not hierarchies, where one person holds power over the other. I am getting this sense that you might have even defended this person when others pointed out that they seem controlling, or that they do not respect your boundaries, because to you, they have always been there. They have always been strong when you needed strength. But Cancer, the Emperor, is asking you to look more closely at whether this strength has actually been support, or whether it has been control disguised as care. Now, the second card that appeared is really interesting because it adds another layer to this situation. And when Wheel of Fortune came through, I actually paused for a moment because this card completely shifted my understanding of what is happening here. Wheel of Fortune is all about cycles, karma, fate, and the natural ups and downs of life. It is a card that reminds us that nothing stays the same forever, that everything is constantly moving and changing and evolving. In the context of this friendship reading, Wheel of Fortune is telling me that your relationship with this person has gone through many different phases, many different cycles. There have been times when this friendship felt absolutely amazing, when you felt so connected and so grateful to have this person in your life. There have been other times when things felt off, when you noticed patterns that bothered you, when you felt a little bit controlled or diminished or like something was not quite right. But here's what Wheel of Fortune is really highlighting for you, Cancer. This card is showing me that you are now at a turning point in this friendship cycle. You are at a moment where the wheel is about to turn, where the truth is about to become crystal clear, where you will no longer be able to ignore the patterns that have been repeating. The universe has orchestrated circumstances that will reveal the true nature of this friendship to you. And while this might feel scary or painful, it is actually a blessing because you deserve to see clearly. You deserve to understand who is really in your corner and who is just playing a role. Wheel of Fortune also suggests that this person's true colors will be revealed through an unexpected event or situation, something that happens that is outside of anyone's control, something that shows you how they really behave when the masks come off. Pay attention to how this friend reacts to changes in your life, especially positive changes. Pay attention to how they respond when things start going well for you, when you start succeeding, when you start becoming more confident and independent. The third card brought even more clarity, and when justice appeared, I felt this strong sense of universal truth and karmic balance coming through. Justice is one of the most powerful cards in the tarot deck because it represents absolute truth, fairness, cause and effect, and the inevitable balancing of scales. When justice shows up in a reading about friendship and trust, it is telling you that the truth will come out, that lies cannot hide forever, that deception will be exposed, and that everyone will ultimately face the consequences of their actions. Cancer. Justice is confirming for you that your instincts have been correct. If you have felt like something is off in this friendship, if you have sensed that this person is not being completely honest with you, if you have noticed that they say one thing but do another, justice is validating those feelings. This card is showing me that this friend has not been treating you with the fairness and respect that you deserve. They have been making decisions that benefit them while potentially harming you. They have been presenting a version of themselves that is not entirely true. They have been keeping secrets or hiding their real motives or operating from a place of self-interest rather than genuine care for you. And justice is telling you that very soon, the universe will reveal all of this to you in a way that is undeniable. You will see proof. You will have evidence. You will understand with complete clarity what has really been happening. This might come through a conversation where they accidentally reveal something, or through another person who shares information with you, or through a situation that forces the truth into the light. Justice also wants you to know that this revelation, while it might hurt initially, is actually protecting you from further deception. The universe loves you too much to let you continue investing in a friendship that is not authentic and reciprocal. Justice is also preparing you to make some important decisions once the truth is revealed. You will need to decide whether this friendship can be repaired with honest communication and changed behavior, or whether it is time to create distance or end the relationship entirely. As we move into the fourth card, the energy shifts into something that feels more active and dynamic. And Ace of Wands came through with this incredible burst of creative, passionate, initiating energy. Now, you might be wondering what Ace of Wands has to do with a reading about friendship and trust, but let me explain what the universe is showing me here. Ace of Wands represents new beginnings, inspiration, creative energy, passion, and taking action on your authentic desires. In this context, this card is revealing something really important about what motivated this person to enter your life in the first place. Ace of Wands is showing me that this friend approached your friendship with a very specific agenda or goal in mind. They saw something in you, something they wanted access to, something they wanted to be near or benefit from. Maybe you have creative talents or ideas that they found inspiring. Maybe you have connections or resources that they wanted to tap into. Maybe you have a warmth and nurturing energy that they lack in their own life, and they wanted to absorb that from you. Whatever it is, Ace of Wands is telling me that their initial interest in becoming your friend was driven by what they could gain from the relationship, not by genuine appreciation for who you are as a person. This is not to say that every moment of your friendship has been fake, or that they never cared about you at all, but the foundation of this relationship was built on their need or desire for something you had, rather than on mutual respect and authentic connection. Ace of Wands is also showing me that this person has used your friendship to launch or advance their own projects, goals, or ambitions. They have taken your ideas, and presented them as their own. They have used your emotional support to fuel their own pursuits without reciprocating that support. They have leveraged your connections or reputation to benefit themselves. And here is the really difficult part: Cancer. Ace of Wands is suggesting that as you have grown and changed and become more clear about your own path and your own creative expression, this friend has felt threatened by that. They liked you better when you were less confident, when you needed them more, when you were not as clear about your own power and potential. The fifth card that appeared brought a whole new dimension to this reading, and when Six of Wands showed up, I immediately understood why your relationship with this friend has felt so complicated and confusing. Six of Wands is the card of victory, public recognition, success, achievement, and receiving acknowledgement for your efforts. This is typically a very positive card, but in this reading, it is revealing something that might be hard for you to accept about your friend. Six of Wands is showing me that there is a competitive dynamic in this friendship that you might not have fully recognized or admitted to yourself. This person sees you as competition, Cancer. When you succeed, when you receive recognition, when people compliment you, or celebrate you, or choose you, this friend feels diminished. They compare themselves to you constantly. They measure their worth against your achievements. They keep score in ways that you probably do not even realize. Six of Wands is telling me that there have been moments when you shared good news with this friend, moments when you were excited about an opportunity or accomplishment or positive development in your life, and their reaction was not genuinely happy for you. Maybe they quickly changed the subject to talk about themselves. Maybe they subtly minimized your achievement, or pointed out a flaw or problem. Maybe they were silent, or gave you a lukewarm response that left you feeling confused about why you did not get the enthusiasm you expected. This card is revealing that your success makes this friend uncomfortable because it challenges their sense of superiority or control in the relationship. Remember, the Emperor energy we talked about earlier. Six of Wands is showing me that maintaining that position of authority and leadership in your life is very important to this person's ego and self-image. When you shine, when you step into your own power, when you achieve things without their help or guidance, it disrupts the dynamic they have carefully constructed. Six of Wands is also suggesting that this friend might have even sabotaged you in subtle ways, perhaps by giving you bad advice when you asked for their input, or by not sharing opportunities with you that they knew about, or by talking about you negatively to others behind your back while presenting a supportive face to you directly. Now we are getting into some heavier energy, and I want you to stay with me here, Cancer, because the sixth card is really going to show us what is at the core of this person's behavior and motivations. The Devil appeared, and I have to be honest, when this card comes up in a reading about someone's true nature and intentions, it always indicates that there is something toxic or unhealthy or manipulative at play. The Devil represents bondage, addiction, materialism, toxicity, manipulation, obsession, and unhealthy attachments. In the context of this friendship, the Devil is showing me several things that are really important for you to understand. First, this card is revealing that this friend has some deep personal issues that have nothing to do with you, but that are definitely affecting how they treat you and relate to you. They might struggle with jealousy or insecurity, or feelings of inadequacy that they have never properly addressed or healed. They might have addictive patterns or unhealthy coping mechanisms that make them incapable of being a truly supportive friend. They might be very focused on material success or external validation in ways that make them see people as objects to be used rather than humans to be valued. The Devil is also showing me that this person has been manipulating you, Cancer. They have been using guilt, obligation, emotional manipulation, and control tactics to keep you in this friendship and to keep you playing the role they want you to play. They might make you feel bad when you spend time with other people. They might act hurt or offended when you set boundaries. They might bring up everything they have ever done for you to make you feel like you owe them your loyalty no matter how they treat you. The devil energy is very heavy and draining, and I would not be surprised if you have noticed that you feel exhausted after spending time with this friend, or that you feel anxious before seeing them, or that you have started avoiding them without really understanding why. This card is also revealing that the bond between you and this friend has become unhealthy and codependent, rather than supportive and empowering. They have needs that they expect you to fulfill, and they get angry or manipulative when you cannot or will not fulfill those needs. The devil is calling you to recognize that this friendship has become a chain rather than a connection, and that you have the power to free yourself from it. The seventh card brings a really beautiful and empowering message, and when Eight of Cups appeared, I felt this sense of relief and hope coming through because this card is showing me that you are already beginning to wake up to the truth of this situation. Eight of Cups is all about walking away from situations that no longer serve you, leaving behind what is toxic or unfulfilling, having the courage to disappoint people in order to honor yourself, and trusting that better things await you when you release what is not meant for you. Cancer, this card is showing me that somewhere deep inside, you already know that this friendship is not healthy. You already sense that this person is not truly on your side. You already feel that pull to create distance or to reassess this relationship. Eight of Cups is validating those instincts and encouraging you to trust them. This card is telling me that you are entering a phase where you will have the clarity and strength to walk away from this friendship, not in anger or drama, but in quiet self-respect and self-love. Eight of Cups often appears when we have given a situation every possible chance, when we have tried to make something work, when we have overlooked red flags and made excuses and given the benefit of the doubt over and over again. And finally, we reach a point where we realize that no amount of effort or hope or love can change what is fundamentally broken or wrong. That is where you are heading with this friendship, Cancer. You are approaching the moment where you will choose yourself over preserving a connection that costs you too much. This card is also showing me that when you do create distance from this friend, you will discover so much about who you are without their influence. You will find parts of yourself that you had suppressed or hidden in order to fit into the dynamic they created. You will feel lighter, freer, more authentically yourself. Eight of Cups is promising you that walking away from this friendship will open up space in your life for connections that are genuinely supportive, reciprocal, honest, and uplifting. The eighth card provides some really interesting context about the long-term implications of this situation, and Ten of Pentacles came through with this energy of legacy, family, long-term security, and generational patterns. Now, this might seem like an odd card for a reading about a friendship, but what Ten of Pentacles is revealing is actually really profound. This card is showing me that the issues you are experiencing with this friend are connected to deeper patterns in your life around trust, boundaries, and how you allow people to treat you. Ten of Pentacles often represents family dynamics and the patterns we inherit from our family of origin. And in this reading, it is suggesting that your relationship with this friend mirrors some unhealthy dynamics from your past. Maybe you grew up in an environment where love was conditional, where you had to earn approval, where boundaries were not respected, where emotional manipulation was normalized. Maybe you learned early on that keeping the peace was more important than honoring your own feelings and needs. Maybe you were taught that loyalty means tolerating mistreatment, or that walking away makes you a bad person. Ten of Pentacles is showing me that this friendship has activated those old wounds and patterns, and that the universe is giving you an opportunity to heal them now by making different choices. This card is also revealing something about this friend's background and motivations. They might come from a family or environment where competition and comparison were constant, where love was scarce and had to be fought for, where vulnerability was seen as weakness. Their toxic behavior toward you is not really about you at all. It is about their own unhealed pain and dysfunction. Ten of Pentacles is encouraging you to have compassion for their struggles while still protecting yourself from their harmful behavior. You can understand why someone is the way they are without accepting mistreatment from them. This card is also showing me that how you handle this friendship situation will set important precedents for all your future relationships. If you choose to stay in this unhealthy dynamic, you will likely continue to attract similar people and situations. But if you choose to honor yourself and walk away, you will establish new patterns of self-respect and healthy boundaries that will completely transform the quality of your relationships moving forward. As we approach the final cards, the energy shifts toward resolution and outcome, and the ninth card that appeared is King of Pentacles, which brings this really interesting message about this friend's current life situation and how it relates to their behavior toward you. King of Pentacles represents material success, financial stability, practical mastery, and established authority in the physical world. This card is showing me that your friend is either currently very focused on building their material success and stability, or they desperately want to achieve that level of success, and they see you as either a resource to help them get there or as competition standing in their way. King of Pentacles is revealing that a lot of this friend's behavior is motivated by practical concerns and material ambitions rather than by emotional connection or genuine care. They might be networking or building their career or trying to establish themselves in some way, and they have been using your friendship strategically as part of that process. This card is also showing me that this person presents a very polished, successful, put-together image to the world, but behind that facade, there is a lot of insecurity and calculation. King of Pentacles can sometimes indicate someone who is very focused on status, appearances, and what other people think, and this friend might be more concerned with how your friendship makes them look than with how the relationship actually feels or functions. This card is also suggesting that part of the reason this person has been controlling or competitive with you is because they see your potential to be just as successful or even more successful than them, and that threatens their sense of superiority. King of Pentacles is encouraging you to recognize that true success and abundance come from authenticity, integrity, and genuine connections, not from manipulation and control. When you walk away from this friendship, you will create space for relationships with people who celebrate your success rather than feeling threatened by it. People who support your growth rather than trying to limit it. The final card in this reading brings everything together and shows us the ultimate outcome and resolution of this situation. And Ten of Wands appeared with this energy of burden, overwhelm, responsibility, and the weight of carrying too much. Cancer, this card is showing me that this friendship has become a heavy burden for you, even if you have not fully admitted that to yourself. Ten of Wands represents the feeling of being overloaded, of carrying responsibilities that are not yours to carry, of pushing forward even though you are exhausted, of refusing to put down what needs to be released. In the context of this friendship, this card is revealing that you have been carrying the entire relationship on your shoulders. You have been the one making the effort, reaching out, trying to fix problems, overlooking issues, making excuses for their behavior. You have been carrying their emotional baggage, their insecurities, their needs, their dysfunction, and it has been exhausting you. Ten of Wands is showing me that you have been so focused on being a good friend, on being loyal, on not giving up on people, that you have ignored your own well-being in the process. This card is a wake-up call from the universe telling you that it is time to put this burden down. You do not have to carry this friendship anymore. You do not have to keep trying to make it work. You do not have to sacrifice your peace and energy and joy for someone who is not reciprocating that care. Ten of Wands is also revealing the ultimate outcome here, which is that if you continue to carry this burden, you will eventually collapse under the weight of it. This friendship will drain you completely if you let it. But if you choose to release this weight, if you choose to walk away, as Eight of Cups suggested, you will feel immediate relief. You will have energy and space for relationships and activities and pursuits that actually nourish you. Ten of Wands is promising you that letting go of this friendship will be one of the most liberating decisions you make. Yes, it might be sad. Yes, you might grieve the friendship you thought you had or hoped you could have. But you will also feel free, and that freedom will be worth any temporary sadness. So Cancer, here is what the cards are telling you in summary. The person you trust most in your friendship circle has been operating from a place of ego, control, competition, and self-interest rather than genuine care and support. They have used manipulation and emotional tactics to keep you in a dynamic that benefits them while diminishing you. They have been threatened by your success and growth, and they have not been honest with you about their true feelings or intentions. The universe is orchestrating events that will reveal all of this to you clearly, and you will soon have to make a decision about whether to continue this friendship or to walk away. The cards are strongly suggesting that walking away is the healthier choice, that this relationship has become a burden that is draining your energy and blocking better connections from entering your life. This is not about blame or making anyone a villain. It is simply about recognizing that not everyone who comes into your life is meant to stay, and that some relationships serve as teachers who show us what we will no longer tolerate. Trust yourself, Cancer. Trust your instincts. Trust that you deserve friendships that are reciprocal, honest, supportive, and genuinely loving. The universe has your back, and walking away from what is not serving you is not failure. It is wisdom. You are being guided toward connections that will honor and celebrate the beautiful soul that you are. I hope this reading has given you clarity and validation for what you have been sensing. Remember that you always have the power to choose what is best for you, and that choosing yourself is never selfish. Take care of your heart, trust the process, and know that better things are coming your way.